Hey, what's up guys, Dhruval here back with another video, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can create a photo effect just by using thing we have inside Photoshop, the default things without downloading any other extra stuff. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Let's get started. So as you guys can see, my image is already open inside Photoshop, and if you want you can go to file and open any image you want. Now this is from deviantart.com. So if you want to download the same image, the download link is in description, so feel free to use it. Now I'm going to double click on this layer and unlock it. The first and most important thing is that we have to cut her from the background, and since it's a blue in front of a gray, I think quick selection would do pretty good job. So make a selection of her, something like that, and a little bit of there. These things can be a bit of tricky if you are a beginner, and if you are a pro then you can skip a couple of like little time. You can click that annotation so you don't have to watch the painful process of masking, so that would be really helpful. And if you're a beginner, watch this, it will really help you how to do selection and stuff like that. So have patience and try using different tools. It helps a lot, and I'm using alt key to remove the selection that I don't need. So if I want to remove this portion, I'm just gonna alt click, so it will just go away like that. And then I'm gonna remove this one too, like that. And now we are going to combine another selection tool. So go here and select a magnetic lasso tool from here, and then I have selected this -1, the third one. So whenever I will make a selection something like this, as you can see here, you just have to click to make the points and then finish it. So it will remove selection from there, so you can like select some complex stuff like this, and it's really handy. Just try it out. You know what, try every selection tool and find the one that works best for you. And there goes the award for worst selection in Photoshop. Actually, you know what, I'm just gonna skip this, and now you guys know like how you can do this. And this thing is annoying as hell, and if you are stuck like how to get rid of these points, use your backspace key, or if you're on Mac, use your delete key, so it will remove it. And this way you can, okay, that was my Windows, get used to it. So you can just use your delete key to get rid of this ridiculous selection. So sometimes it's fine, but sometimes it's just a real pain in the ass, so I'm really sorry for we can do nothing about it. So yeah, keep using backspace and it would be amazing. And this looks fine, you know what, god damn it. So this can also happen, as you can see, like if you have your selection and if you have just only single layer, pressing the backspace key will delete it, or the delete key will delete it, so it's obvious. So be careful, are kind of these times. And after that you can either uh, inverse the selection like this, press Ctrl Shift I and delete it, that works. Or you can just keep the regular selection and apply a layer mask. So this way you can also get rid of the selection, I mean the background. I'm sorry for that. And the hair part. So first of all, I'm gonna put create a new layer and put it under my original layer, fill in the white color. So where is paint bucket? And here you can fill in the white color. Now as you can see, this layer is under this layer. If I put it on top, you won't be able to see anything, so take care of that. And now her hair looks really awesome, but we need to apply some shampoo or something like that. So select your mask here, right click and select refine mask. Where is it? And this option is only and only in after Photoshop CS5. So I'm sorry if you have like younger version, so deal with it. And then do nothing actually and just paint around her hair like that, and it will do the job. Really, Photoshop have done this thing, like this is amazing feature, I love it. And you can have this little bit of troubles sometimes if the image is really fuzzy or it has weird colors. There are plenty of ways to deal with it, but if I go deep into that, it would be just half-hour tutorial about just selection. So it doesn't look that bad, so hit OK. And if you want to get rid of these things, you know what, just go and select a regular brush, and I will show you how to do this crazy, how to get this crazy brush inside Photoshop. So first of all, I'm just gonna paint with right click and make it hard like 50%, and make sure you have selected mask and paint with black color so you can get rid of this fuzzy thingy, so it doesn't look that terrible, and that looks actually pretty good. Now right click and make your brush 0% hard so you have really soft edges, and then paint like this, and you can keep it as much as you want, so this looks fine and it's enough kind of. But you can also do, but you can do also one thing, like make your brush slightly smaller, then click here, hold your shift key and click here, and then remove this unnecessary area. Cool. Now you can see you have this kind of crazy thing, so just make your brush smaller and do it. Oops. So this is the cool thing about Photoshop, just play around, don't expect to learn everything from tutorial. I mean, that beats the point of the damn tutorial, but what I'm saying is just try figuring out new things, so that would really help by yourself. And a little bit of selection problem here and there, but you know that how you can remove that, right? Using lasso tool. So I'm not gonna go into that. Now we need to create a background for this image. So for that, as you can see, we already have a white layer, so double click on that and go to pattern overlay, and in the pattern overlay you have this kind of crazy patterns, and if you don't, let me reset this thing. So reset patterns, okay, and then you go here and you select artistic surface and select append so you don't lose your old ones, and then select any pattern you like. So let's try different one this time so we can have some cool output. So this one looks nice, and this one is also very good, so I'm gonna go with a bit darker one and let's scale it up. Okay, that doesn't look very good. Let's try a different one. This tutorial is probably gonna long because I am in full mood of going in details and not cutting out things, so that would be really awesome. And that actually looks pretty good. It gives this texture feeling, and there are plenty of default Photoshop patterns, just use them, they're really amazing. And hit OK. So this way we just created a background out of nothing, and the base is ready. Now we need to apply some crazy stuff. So now go to your, make sure you have selected your brush option, and then go here and let me reset this thing. So where is reset? Here, and hit OK. So this is what your brush panel will normally look. So go here and select calligraphic DP brushes and hit append. Don't hit OK, otherwise it will replace the brushes. We wanna keep the old ones, so hit append and it will give you some really cool brushes. So first of all, let's start with this something looks like fusion, or I don't know, like I mean fusion of what do you call it, man? I don't know. Create a blank layer and fusion of lightning. I get the word. So first of all, you also have to create a blank layer between these two. So if you paint anything here, why I can't see anything? So okay, everything is normal. Let's make it black now. Yes, now we can see it. So now when you paint anything, it will be under the model layer, and if I put it on top, it will be on top of it, which doesn't look very good. So make sure it's down, and then let's press Ctrl Z. After that, click on this little icon here, and there you have really awesome crazy options. So first of all, I'm gonna go to scattering and I'm gonna scatter it a bit. You know what, make the not gonna scatter it that much. Let's make it 0 or maybe a little bit, that seems fine. And now into the shape dynamics, so let's make the size jitter 100%, so you have smaller and bigger like shapes, and then you can select the minimum diameter. These are a really simple option, you can just figure it out by yourself just by playing with it a little bit. So I'm gonna make angle jitter 100%, and then roundness jitter a little bit, like 50% seems fine, and everything is default. Now I'm also gonna go to color dynamics and keep it on, and the more the hue jitter, the more weird type of colors you will get. So I'm gonna keep it to like 2-3%, seems fine. Then let's go and go to shape dynamics, and also take care of one thing in scattering. If you scatter it way too much, it would just go all over the places. We do not want that. We need to keep it in a single place. So that looks fine, and now let's start painting. As you can see now, as I paint, it creates this really cool design like around her, and that seems fine. And if you need to remove like some of the stuff doesn't look around her head, so select eraser tool, make it big. You can use a big bracket key to remove, like make it big, and then I'm just gonna remove it. Right click and also make hardness is 100%. So that will also help, and that looks fine. But we need to fix this thing. So let's take a brush and paint a little bit here. See, this way it looks really dope, and also a bit here. Okay, now you are just becoming a headache, and yeah, that looks perfect, and we are good to go. Now create another layer, and this time, you know what, select another brush, and this time this 504, I don't know what to call this brush, but it looks pretty cool. And also I'm gonna go with a bluish color, so I'm just gonna copy it from her dress, and that doesn't look good, so pick up any kind of blue color, it doesn't matter. And I'm gonna make few like here, and then a bit here, something like that, then one here. And make sure this thing can screw up many, like you can get in a really big trouble. Like, make sure that these two things are on different layer, or never forget to create a new blank layer before painting with a different brush. Keep that in mind. So I'm just gonna do some painting here, and then a bit here. Then let's make it quite bigger, and here, here, and smaller, and here. So this way you can create some really cool artistic stuff. And let's make it a bit smaller because that seems really overpowered, and that's okay. And you can just make some brush smaller like this, some really big like this, and the possible outcome is like countless. Now we need to use some different brushes, so let's go back, click on this little icon and select special effect brushes. You never knew Photoshop had special effect brushes, did you? If you did, good on you. Okay, so here we have this flower here. So now again create a new blank layer and put this right on the top of like the background and below everything else. And now let's go to the brushy thingy, and as you can see it already has some really cool options selected. So we are just going to tweak it a little bit. Shape dynamics, let's make the minimum diameter like 20-15%. That seems fine. Angle jitter is fine. Let's go to scattering and let's scatter the hell out of it. Yeah, that seems really fine. And reduce the count like to 2, and also like make the count jitter maybe 80-90%. Just play with it. Even I don't know what I did to get that output. And now paint with it, and see, now we need to scatter it even more. So let's scatter it a little bit and remove this by pressing Ctrl Z. And I also want the default black and white colors, so let's paint again, and we need to scatter it even more. So this way we can do it, keep scattering and keep reducing the count. So I think 1 should be fine. And let's also make this bigger. So this is the cool thing you can use while working with this panel. Like make a stroke, do change in this panel, again make a stroke and do some changes in this panel. So this way you can keep up the track. Now also make the size a bit bigger, and there you go. That is awesome and exactly what I wanted. And now if it looks really distracting, you can decrease the opacity so it can blend real smooth with the background, and that actually does look very good. And since it's on a separate layer, you can manage it anytime you want. Now select your layer 0 and press Ctrl J, and it will make a duplicate of it. And right click and select apply layer mask. and it will get rid of the mask. Since we are going to apply filters on it, we cannot have mask. Now make sure you have selected this layer and go to filter and go to distort and go to ripple and apply a lot of ripple, like 100% would be fine, and hit OK. So that looks good, and now put it under your layer 0, so it will give it this really cool dotted like layer effect, and it looks really awesome. And now you can go to filter and just repeat it like that, and it gives even amazing looks. So that is fine and looks good. And after that, duplicate this same layer 0 and now go to filter, blur, and this time go to motion blur and apply blur. Now let me zoom out a bit if I can. Okay, and now make sure that it is in the direction of model. Doesn't have to be accurate, just a little bit. Okay, and that's fine. And if I turn it on and off, you can see there is a difference, but not very good. So let's turn it off. Here is that motion blur layer, and then let's go to your smudge tool here, and then in the smudge tool select any of this crazy, like this one is fine, this one is fine. So you know what, I'm gonna go with this one, and then select this one and start painting over it, and make sure the strength is like really good, like 60-70%, so you don't have to like do it again and again, and that seems fine. And if you want even better output, turn this layer on and make sure you have selected this motion blur layer. Do not ruin this original image by any mistake, so keep that in mind. So I'm gonna like start painting like this, and if you think it is going really like far, just reduce the strength and it will do the job properly. So let's do it, and I'm just gonna fast forward this thing because it's gonna be boring. And that looks really fine. If I turn it on and off, you can see that gives really cool effect. Now it's time to add some butterflies, so create a new blank layer and select your brush tool. And one pro tip, make sure that whenever you try to do this crazy brush thingy, you make sure that you do not have selected your like eraser. Otherwise you will go in, change everything, and then you will realize that all the changes were made into damn eraser. So you will have to do everything for brush again, so take care of that. So I'm gonna select my brush tool actually, and in the brush let's go here and select a butterfly, and in the butterfly let's increase the spacing, and in the scattering actually I don't want any kind of scattering, so that seems fine. Again, go to brush tip shape and increase the spacing, and that seems actually really fine. And let's make a shape, okay, that is actually looking good, but it's really small. So let's make the like butterflies big, and then let's make yeah, that seems fine. You know what, make it even bigger, and now even bigger, and yep, now it's perfect. But let's decrease the spacing a little bit and not that big, and let's paint, and we are good to go. You know what, let's try it again and increase the spacing a little bit. It's impossible to satisfy yourself while working on PS project, so I hope you guys understand. And then double click on your layer file and go to, where is it, glow, outer glow. Here is outer glow, and in the outer glow spread it a little bit. You can't see anything, I know, but instead of this yellow color, which is, I don't know, I don't like that color, select some pinkish or violet color, which works really good with like model of the image. Oh my god, this is really difficult. So increase it a bit and then decrease the opacity to match it, and you can spread it lesser. You can also like change the color to like make it less denser or something like that, and that seems fine. Hit OK. I'm gonna decrease the size even a bit more and spread. So spread is too fine, and then increase the size. Yeah, that seems really beautiful. And then apply a layer mask, and then select any regular round brush and remove it first of all from here like this, And you know what, right click and make it harder, so that saves a lot of time. And like this, then don't erase this line, and then erase this line like this, and that seems great. And you can also paint white if you like, by mistake you remove unnecessary, so that seems great. And you have a really cool looking butterfly, and the mine is really smaller. You can like make really like long ones, those looks really pretty, but I'm not doing that. So like basic concept is ready. Now we have to add some lighting and color effects. So for that, create a new layer and go to your, like, make sure you have selected regular soft round brush with 0% hardness. And in the colors, select any kind of like cyanish color, because blue and red always work no matter what. So first of all, click here and make a dot on her hand and change the blending mode to screen. So nah, that doesn't look very good. So let's go back and select some like yeah, that color, and then paint and change to the screen. Yep, much better. And now instead of blue one, I'm gonna go with a red one, and then click here, so it will give it that really cool red light. And you can just click again and again to give that lighting feeling. And you can also just duplicate to just like light the crap out of it, and decrease the like opacity to blend it better. The better time you spend, like if this red doesn't work, try different red and something like that, and you will have the best output in the world. Now I'm gonna show you how to put a mask on her face. So create a new layer and select black and white, or hue saturation will also work, and decrease the saturation to 0%. Now select your mask and press Ctrl I. So everything is basically hidden inside that mask. Now we only need this like her eyes to be black and white like this. So I'm gonna paint white color in that, so you have only that part black and white. See, in the mask, see, so that gives like that suddenly give really cool look. Now create another layer and select brightness contrast, increase brightness a touch, and also maybe touch contrast to give it like that feeling. Now create another layer and this time select curves. In the curves, go to blues, and that standard, my favorite that I do every time. Add bunch of blues and add bunch of yellows. Okay, not that much yellows, and you will be good to go. And that seems kind of fine. And you know what, let's go back and make it less denser, not very heavy on colors. So yeah, that seems fine. And you can just try different output, just go crazy and do anything. Really, you would learn things way faster that way. And then create another layer, and this time let's select again another curves. Now all of this process, because of this process, the image looks bit dull, so just brighten it up, not that much. Keep it in control. So that seems fine. Now create another layer, and then let's go to vibrance and add bunch of vibrance to give it that contrasty like bit of color popping and stuff like that. Now go back to curves and adjust it again and again. So this is the part where you adjust, and this is actually really important. Now you go back and see which works even better once your final output is ready, and try turning on and off different colors and things like that. Like try turning on and off this mask, if that works or not works, and stuff like this, and improvise it again and again, spend some time, and then you will have your one of the best output without using anything outside Photoshop. I hope you guys liked it, and this way you can create really cool things just by using Photoshop itself. No crazy brushes, downloading, or any stuff like that. And if you learned something, you can hit that like button, that would be awesome. You can subscribe to my channel so you can get update every time I upload a new video. And also check out this other cool tutorials by Tutorials Junction. They all include really cool brush uses. And till then, goodbye, take care, and have some fun with Photoshop.